As Joan said, I completed a master's about 2 years ago, and for my dissertation I looked at my practice as an inclusion officer, as I was then, and I adopted a living theory methodology. I'd met Jack and that was it. So there was no turning back, you know, so it wasn't sort of the traditional sort of approach, it was the living theory methodology, and it sort of really grabbed me. And but it did take me a long time getting into that way of thinking of the living theory methodology, because it was so different from the traditional approach to research, you know, which I'd sort of been familiar with. So I focused anyway on my practice as an inclusion officer and looking at the different aspects of what I did as an inclusion officer. One of the big things being I am the lead in the authority for the inclusion quality mark, and sort of developed that through the last 5 years now, I think, and so on. And I looked at different aspects of my practice and sort of did a lot of reflection sort of on that. And also it was multimedia as well, sort of video clips throughout I think it was, I actually did that with Ph.D. University, and I think it was the first multimedia dissertation that had gone through the university. And I hadn't had any intentions really of carrying on and doing anything else after I'd done my master's. So as I say, it did take me a while to get my head around the living theory methodology. But having done that, and then, you know, sort of time goes on, and I was going to the BERA conference, and I thought, oh yeah, I just felt I needed to carry on, you know. So anyway, I am now doing a Ph.D. I've sort of registered this year, and there again, it's focusing on my practice. And as you say, it's a journey in how things change, and things have changed already, because my proposal I've got here, how do I promote inclusion through living my values and developing a living standard of judgment to which I hold myself accountable. Okay, that's my title. And in the paper I was focusing on my practice as a senior inclusion officer, which covers the inclusion quality mark, exclusions, very involved with exclusions, and so on, and looking at the various aspects of my practice. But now my practice has actually moved on again, because now, as from July the 1st, I'm going to be the manager of the Special Educational Needs Service. So I'll be taking on a team of people, but this is going to be a part of my research, you know. I really want to focus on this change from senior inclusion officer to, you know, because one of the things I'm going to have to sort of hand over to somebody, although I'm still going to be overseeing it, is the inclusion quality mark, which has been my baby. But Nigel, as he said, is now a teenager, so it's about time to let go. You know, and I can go with that, because I've had 2 boys brought them up. I can go with that. But it's going to be about my journey. It's going to be about my reflections. You know, as I take on this job of a manager, a team. As Nigel is saying, there's so many changes going on with us at the moment. If you look at the special needs, there's just been a green paper come out, and there's going to be lots of changes in special needs. If you know, we're used to working with statements, for example, statements of special educational needs. It is now being suggested that instead of that we have an education, health and care plan. So what my job now is going to be is how I keep that team stable. You know, it's a brilliant team I'm moving with. They're so committed and dedicated. There's excellent processes in place. Fantastic. It's keeping that there, but also moving them on with all the changes that are going to be, because the changes could be extremely significant.